View original. When considering whether you'd wish to breed cats, the primary thing you ought to confine in mind is that the law. It's vital to see the laws on cat breeding and make sure that you'll be in line with them. The laws on cat breeding aren't as strict because the laws on breeding. Breeding has two laws that regulate it: Breeding of Dogs Acts 1973 and 1991, and by the Breeding and Sale of Dogs Welfare Act 1999, which needs you to possess a license to breed dogs. Breeding cats, on the opposite hand, is merely protected by the Pet Animals Act 1951. This act requires you to possess a license to sell pets through a shop or a private home. However, it's quite 50 years old and did not adapt to the changing cat breeding market, where most sales are made online and through small advertisements. Recently, there has been a push from cat protection and MPs within the UK government to undertake and rectify this. More attention is additionally being paid to the usually poor conditions during which cats are being bred, and it's likely that there will be strict crackdowns within the future. Cats Protection believes that much of those poor conditions are thanks to hobby breeders, those more curious about money than in breeding. So to confirm you're properly committed to the cause before breeding cats. What does it entail? Breeding cats can sometimes seem an exciting proposition, as certain cat breeds can sell for tons of cash. It's important to stay in mind, however, that the prices of cat breeding are high, which the method is time-consuming. In 2013, the amount of unwanted litters given to cat protection adoption centers across the United Kingdom increased by 19% from 2012. Most of those unwanted litters were abandoned by hobby breeders who weren't quite sure what they were stepping into once they started, then couldn't sell their cats. Here are some factors that you simply should confine in mind before deciding to breed cats. Cat and kitten snuggling. Age of the queen. You ought to not starting breeding cats until your queen is fully grown. If you do, it are often very damaging to her health, as she is going to then need to concentrate her energies on feeding her kittens instead of growing. Your cat should be 18 to 24 months old before you think about breeding her, and will be strong, that is healthy, and have an honest body condition. Health checks. It's definitely required for you to try to do a full health checkup of your cat before you think about using them for cat breeding. You ought to test for genetic disorders, any illnesses or diseases. They ought to definitely be freed from ringworms and ear mites or fleas. You'll even have to see with the vet on what breed-specific diseases they recommend screening for. Breeding guidelines. While the official rules for breeding cats aren't fully legally implemented, there are established bodies that play an important role in governing how cats are bred within the UK. One such organization is the Governing Council of the Cat Fancy, which establishes breeding advisory councils that issue guidelines for every breed of cat. These guidelines include standard points, registration policy and breeding policy per breed. You'll got to follow these guidelines, so confirm you're up so far. Imported cats. There are specific rules for importing cats for breeding. Do confirm you're up so far with these rules and are following all the rules. The Governing Council of the Cat Fancy has some helpful rules on its website for what it requires to hitch its organization and for registering imported cats. Pet insurance. You'll be expected to shop for pet insurance for your litter of kittens if you're breeding cats. Confirm you've got enough capital to hide these costs,